disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partner, Joe Hartley. What's up, man?
What's going on?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network, and on Mondays, you got the Winner Circle with myself, Isaiah Gathings, Chris Walker, and Angel Diaz. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Wednesdays, the traditional way with Brett Shumway, and Thursdays is Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, and also the Martial Arts Center Network app, the main app. Joe, it is showtime. I hope you are still with me, Joe, because I saw you kind of blank out. He just dropped out on me. Oh man. All right. So while we wait for Joe to come back on, we are actually recording this one day late because I watched the incorrect movie. We were supposed to, today we're covering the movie Trouble Man, and here's Joe. He's back. I was just giving the audience I forgot
to plug it in. I forgot to plug it in, and then the whole thing went dark.
That's no problem, man. I was going over this. What happened? I was letting them know that we're actually recording a day late, and I was telling them why. Because I watched the incorrect movie. Because Joe and we talked about a couple different movies, Tuxedo, the Tuxedo, and Trouble Man, which is the movie we recorded, where we're recording for today. And I watched the Tuxedo, and I'm so glad we're not covering that movie tonight. But I'm quite sure at some point in time we're going to cover the Tuxedo. And Joe, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like the Tuxedo. I was not a fan of it. I'm not gonna kill it. I might give it a C minus, but I saw a lot of stuff that I just wasn't into when I watched that movie. So last night when we got ready to record it, you said, "What? You watched the Tuxedo? Who is supposed to be doing Trouble Man?"
And I was very confused.
Man, my bad, man, my bad. So because of that, we're recording a day later. There will not be a Superflix episode this week. So if you haven't got caught up on Superflix, make sure you go back and listen to our Superflixes from the past, and then next week we will cover Back to the Future on Superflix. That's our podcast covering superhero, sci-fi, and fantasy movies. All right, Joe, how you been, man? And Joe is on mute. There he is, man. Before I hit record, I said, "You good?" Can you hear me now, Joe? You can't hear me? He must not be able to hear me because he's just looking at the screen, looking at me.
I got you now.
Okay.
It reset my excuse me, it reset my sound. So I had to fix my sound before it was gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah. How's everything, man?
So far so good. Everything was going good today, and then I don't know, the last couple hours didn't get messed up. I got a couple of new medicines that are just have me all over. I guess I gotta adjust to.
Okay.
So that's fun. And then I took my son to basketball. We got there, and there's like 5 times the amount of kids that are normally there.
Mm.
And so I'm looking like I'm lost.
Is this like a tryout or?
Well, so I didn't, I thought he had one more class. Mm-hmm. So one of the other people that we do the class with, he starts talking about leagues. He's like, "Oh, are you guys here for the leagues. And I'm like, no, man, I'm here for the class. He's like, no, that class was over last week.
Mm.
And I was like, oh. So he showed me the schedule for the leagues. And I'm like, oh, no, man, he's trying out for his school team in 2 weeks. So that was fine. But I was just like, that threw me off. And then, of course, like my son is bummed. So now he's like, oh, Dad, I wanted to go play some basketball. Da, 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 da. And so he's like, well, give me some Wendy's. That's his favorite.
What,
So I
what,
got him some Wendy's. And now we're here.
what does he like at Wendy's? What's his favorite?
Baconator.
Oh, okay. Man, I haven't had that in probably 10 years.
So yeah, he loves that doggone Baconator. And went to work today. That was no big deal. Same old, same old. Ava's getting ready for a play. Layla had a parent night tonight at marching band, so they're doing that. And I guess at the end of that, they're talking about there's a Rome trip this year
Mm.
that we're trying to go to, so, or maybe it's next year. Yeah, junior year.
Okay.
So I guess we're trying to go to that. So
You
they're
said
talking
we, like your daughter and your family, or just her?
we're gonna try and do it as a whole family thing. So we'll see.
Okay.
I know I said the same thing, but we'll make it work. What else? Something else. Oh, we did Saturday. My oldest, who's a senior, did her senior pictures. So
Okay.
we got this amazing photographer that we met through KKC. His name is Josh,
Mhm.
and he's one of those guys, like amazing photographer. He gets on the same level as all the, like, he's been with Aiden through his entire journey. Real personable guy. He's been to, like, some of these kids go off. They're older now. They're getting married. He's been to all their weddings. So,
Okay.
he was really cool. He got some really good shots, and we're extremely happy. Nowadays, a lot of people don't do the traditional. Like my times, it was like, man, I forget the name of that place, but it's still around. But they overcharge you, and I wasn't exactly happy with my senior pictures. I only got like 2 poses. My brother got a photographer that put him in like 8 different poses,
Mhm.
changing scenery. So I just felt like, man, we paid the same amount of money. Why are mine so plain and he's got all kinds of stuff?
Mhm.
So we met Josh over at the Cranbrook school,
Mhm.
and he found a bunch of really amazing spots to get some good pictures. So I haven't even been through all the pictures yet, but uh, the ones I did see so far were really, really good. So we're excited to post those and hand them out for family, and go through the whole first child graduating thing. That's going to be interesting.
It's gonna be emotional, man. You ready for that?
Yeah, I'm in touch with my emotions, so I can make it work.
I'll tell you about my senior pictures, man. So, when I took my senior pictures, I really, I mean, I didn't care if I took them or not. You had to take the yearbook picture. So I took that the previous year. I think I took that in when I was in my junior year. Toward the end of the year, we took our senior picture, right? So
Mhm.
then, when it came for me to take the pictures that you're talking about, I had just twisted my hair, so I had the twist in my hair. My mom was like, ain't no way you taking no senior pictures with your hair twisted like that." I was like, "Mom, it's a style, like, it's fine." She didn't care. She made me take them out. So they had been in for about a month or so. So I took them out. So I have an afro, right? Now it's tapered and everything, and it didn't look that bad. Take the pictures. Wasn't happy that I had to do that, but went ahead and did it. Took the pictures. Got the proofs back. Saw the proofs. They look fine. They look nice. I had multiple poses, just like your brother had. Now, when it came to getting the pictures, we never got the pictures. Have the proofs. We never got the pictures. My mom
Okay.
went to go pick them up from Motown. They lost them.
Oh,
So I said I took my hair down for nothing. I did that for nothing. All we have are the proofs. And
you
this is the
didn't have
funny.
to pay for that, did you?
I think you pay. I can't remember. I mean, my mom was doing it anyway, so but I
Still,
know I didn't pay for it. Now,
I
whether
mean,
she did or not, I don't remember. I don't know if you pay when you go to pick up the pictures or you pay before. I don't remember, so I have
I'm
no
just
idea
saying,
if
if I
she
get
paid or not.
just proofs and not some pictures, we're gonna be getting some money back. So this is
So the messed up part about that is, so we went to say, okay, well, we'll just get these proofs duplicated. Nope, printers wouldn't duplicate them because they technically weren't our pictures, even though it's me,
yeah.
but it's not our picture. So we could not get the proofs duplicated. So I never got my senior pictures.
With digital ones now, they put a watermark on them. So
Mm-hmm.
if you'll try to print them out normally, and it'll say like focal
Mm-hmm.
point or across the picture.
Yeah, there's
So
ways around it. There are tools that you can
oh
use
yeah,
to make those watermarks disappear. But the thing is, those pictures aren't going to be crisp and clean. So, like if you zoom in, I mean, they look fine if you're just looking at it. But the moment you try and zoom in and look at the picture, it looks a little distorted. So, it is what it is. So, other than that, that was pretty much it.
yeah, man, that's it. Like we're just living life over here, trying to make it every day. Just
Yeah,
work and kids and just staying busy, uh, getting through my fancy football stuff. Got a spike. I got a bit of a spike in the all the episodes actually.
good.
I think I got like 22 new people subscribed because when I looked at the spike, I was like, oh, if you this is all because there's 6 episodes, so if you times it by like 12, it gives you 6 episodes being watched by um that many people. So I'm like, ooh, that was nice to see. So
Mm-hmm.
see how that goes. And I'm getting this doggone feedback. I don't know how to handle this, but it's pissing me off.
There you go.
Anyhow, um, so I was happy to see that. I'm sure there's some marketing stuff I could figure out. So I'm maybe do something better online, but I'm just not good at that. Like, I'm looking at my boy Chewy, and I'm gonna have it. His wife is really big on the
Mm-hmm.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling her the other day because she's always sending me tips.
Mm-hmm.
But I said I don't get down with Instagram. Like I suck at it. And I know there's more I could like. My daughter hit me. She checked out my page the other day and she's like, "Dad, do you just post the same thing, and just put the episode across there?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "I don't know." The way she said it was like, "It's boring," and I'm like, "Listen, it took me a while to figure that out. So
Right.
if you could do it better, let me know, little girl."
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't use social media as much as I probably should. And honestly, man, I just don't have the time really to create as many posts as I need to post. Like I should be doing more for uh Fist Kicks and Flicks and Winter Circle. But you know what? We do have a producer that's supposed to handle that. I ain't gonna say no names, but they're supposed to take care of our promotion for Fist Kicks and Flicks and the Winter Circle. We are talents. We should just be able just to sit
Yeah.
back and then
Oh,
do
listen,
whatever.
if I had any money coming in, I would like I tell my wife right now, I'm like, you think I could get an intern? She's like, with the promise of what? I'm like, I don't know, experience.
Well, see, that's what your daughters are for, or your
Yeah,
son. Like they probably it's no telling what they know that we don't know because they're on the internet way more than us anyway. So
yes. Like, trust me, if I could pay a social media person right now to come in and beef up my social media stuff, I would do it in a minute.
mhm.
I know
Yeah,
that kind of stuff don't come cheap. I mean, those
no,
people.
no.
I know people make fun of the fact that like, oh, all you're doing is posting on social media, but there's an art to that. Like, if you know what you're
Mhm,
doing, like you can really put out some good stuff. And
mhm,
I'm not good at it. Then
mhm,
there's like, I get all these AI ads, post 12 posts off of one episode, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, cool, let me check that out. Oh yeah, $50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, thank you. I'd
Yeah.
rather pay somebody to do that than your stupid AI crap making me pay.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, like you said, there is an art to being a social media manager. So, like I said, there are some stuff that I do know. Like I said, man, by the time I'm done at the end of the day, I'm not in the mood to do too much of anything. This right here, the podcast, I do 3 podcasts every week. And by the time I get done recording the podcast, I'll have dinner, and then I'll sit up with my wife and we'll watch TV together and we'll talk and go over our day or our week or whatever, or what we got coming up that we got to do. And then I'm not looking, because she always falls asleep early. So, I know that at 10 o'clock, 9 times out of 10, she's out. And I could jump on a computer and do something. But most of the time, I'm up at 6 and I'm going all day. So
Yep.
the last thing I feel like doing is getting on my phone, figuring out something, or or jumping on my laptops, one of them, and doing some stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I got to do for my academy, but once again, I'm slowly doing stuff for the academy because I don't want to get overwhelmed. We only have so much space, so I'm not trying to have too many kids at one time. That space, the maximum I think I can get in there, and I've had it as about 20 kids at one time. So I really don't try to go over
knock
that.
out that wall to the courtyard and expand.
Man, that's not my building. I don't own that building. No. If I could, you got to go through all types of permits and everything. But I would, but I don't think I'm going to be. I think this is going to be my last 5 years in this building. And when this lease is up, I'm not going to. I don't think I'm. I mean, my landlord is wonderful. I have no problems with him. He's a great landlord. Whenever something's wrong with the building, he comes out that day and handles it. I don't have to wait for anything.
That's nice. That's real rare.
But we don't have a parking lot, and sometimes once you start trying to promote and get more and more kids, you got to get to a point where people are going to be parking down the street. They're going to have a little ways to walk, and I don't want to have that type of issue. And then I wanted a second bathroom. We only got one bathroom. Boys and girls need their own bathroom, especially with these little boys. These little boys can be very, very nasty, So sometimes I'm not lying, man. Sometimes a little boy going to the bathroom, right? A little boy going to the bathroom, and I'll see the kid. He'll come out, and then later, about 10, 15 minutes later, I'll see a mom get up and go into the bathroom. I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I hope the bathroom is okay for this mom. I hope no little boy that pissed all over the seat, So those things are always going in my head. And I almost feel like asking my wife, because she comes up on Mondays and Wednesdays, I kind of want to start having her just go check the bathrooms after every little boy goes into the bathroom. Just go check it, make sure it's all right, But anyway,
bathroom attendant.
Yeah. So I want another bathroom. And then I want another space without having any type of columns in the middle of the floor. We only got one. We got 2 columns, but one is kind of off to the side, and the other one is it's not directly in the middle, but still it's close enough where I really wish that column wasn't there.
How many times we hit that with a bow?
Yeah, you know what? I'm quite sure in your class. Hey, man, and these kids are killing me, man. These kids are killing me about when Sensei Harley is coming back. Oh my God, man. They missed the bow class. They miss you so much. And I'm like, they're on my back about it. I'm like, he's busy. I'm sorry. He can't come right now. I know you guys want to get back to doing the bow. If we had another day for him to come up here, he would. But I was like, as of right now, we just don't have the time. He will be back. Don't worry. He will be back. But right now, you guys are just going to have to wait. So whenever you get a chance, man, just text me. It's like, you know what? What's the schedule like this week? I'm gonna surprise the kids. I'm gonna come up there. Well, most of your students, they got their own bow anyway. I just gotta let them know in advance to come back. But man, every week, one of these doggone kids is asking me when Sensei Harley's coming back to finish bow. So, so that's it for you, man.
Yeah, that's it. I'm good.
All right. So, man, my week has been cool. Nothing spectacular, man. Actually, you know what? I did. I trained today at a 10th Planet gym, right? So, when I was at my academy, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, I told them that I was interested in doing tournaments next year. I at least want to do 4 or 5 tournaments next year. I just want to just do it just so I can say I want to do a tournament at every belt level, right? And so I told them, they said, you know what? Well, we really don't focus on tournaments or competition. You should probably check out one of the 10th Planet gyms. I said, okay, cool. So you guys don't have no problem with me cross training? They said nope. So I said, okay, cool. So today I went to a cross training gym, a 10th Planet gym in Livonia, 10th Planet Livonia, man, and I had a good time. It was fun. I told them what I was looking for, and yeah, man, it was a good time. I went ahead and signed up, and I'll be going back, and they're going to help me get ready for competition. And the cool thing about this, man, is, and as I told them, it's like, you know what, I can just come here and just learn. Like I was like, I know at some point in time I'm probably going to get different ranks and belts and stuff. I was like, it doesn't even matter. I don't have to focus on that. I'm going to get that through Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. So I'll get belted through them. I'm just here just strictly for a competition. And as time goes on, I'll get different belts and degrees and things like that. But this is overall going to help my jiu-jitsu. And once again, I'm doing it because I want to relay that information to my students. I want to teach them jiu-jitsu for self-defense. And then I know sometimes some of my students are going to want to go to tournaments. I need to know that I need to be able to be outside of the mat and be able to coach them and help them. I don't know if Steve will always be able to go to the competitions or anything like that. So, so yeah, man. So I had a good time with the 10th Planet people, and yeah, I'm looking forward to growing and getting better with jiu-jitsu through them. So
that's great, man.
Yeah. Other than that, man, classes went good this week, and in the morning, I'm heading down to Indianapolis to work. I'll be down there. I'll come back Sunday afternoon, and hopefully I'll be in the mood to do Winter Circle. As of right now, we're planning to do it because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. All three of us will be back. I don't think Angel will be back. I think it'll just be three of us, me, Isaiah, and Chris, and we're going to touch on a lot of different topics related to jiu-jitsu and the combat sport. We might even talk about Ross. Ross competing back in Karate Combat. He's coming back from retirement, and he's fighting Uriah Hall. I believe it's Uriah Hall. Yeah, and that should be interesting.
That's a big fight for him because Uriah, tough winner. He was he a winner or did he just come from tough? I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
I don't think he won. I think he had better fights than the winner, if I remember correctly. But my thing about I heard in the group chat, Zeke was kind of saying this could be a real crazy fight for Ross. It's not a great comeback from retirement, but I'm gonna tell you right now.
I said that I think Isaiah kind of thinks that Ross could probably win. I don't know. Like
for me, Uriah is one of those guys. Like you don't know which Uriah you're gonna get. You can see times where this dude locks in, focuses, and is really good. And then I've seen other times where like he kind of takes like. You're like, who is this guy? Like, he was so good knocking people out with spinning hook kicks and stuff. And then the next fight, he's getting beat up by like some bum.
Yeah, I would just rather Ross have a warm up fight with someone like Uriah before you have Uriah. That was mainly my point in that I didn't have enough time that day to continue that conversation. Coming out of retirement, I would like for him to have a warm up. I think I had looked it up, and I don't think Ross has had a fight since 2024. So
I'm guessing this was the only way to get him to come out of retirement was to give him
maybe
one part of the reason him kind of leaving was because he just kind of dominated and they didn't really have anybody for him. So maybe this is what he needed, a big name fight. Now, careful what you wish for, but
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that goes for anyone that's just been sitting out for any length of time. I would suggest anybody have a warm up before they have a big fight. I wouldn't want anybody just to come out and just take a big fight. Like even someone like who's somebody from the UFC who hasn't fought in a while. Conor McGregor.
I was just going to say that Conor McGregor.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to just come out and just go right after you get a title shot. Definitely, I know he probably would want to come out.
Oh, of course.
But I wouldn't suggest that. You probably need a warm up or two before you do something like that, and just see where you're at. See if you got that timing, that technique, the distance. Everything that we always learn. See how that's going. See how much ring rust you got on you. And then evaluate that, and then go to the next, main event, bigger fight for yourself. So
it's gonna draw some eyes for sure.
But of course, everybody's part of the main gang. We're rooting for Ross.
Oh, of course.
Right. So
when's the last time Uriah fought? I was kind of wondering about that when I seen him.
I'm not sure.
I forgot about him until I saw that, and I was like, oh yeah, that was that dude that did this ABCD, and I was like, huh. I wonder how they got him.
I mean, after the UFC, people sometimes fighters still have that itch to get in the ring, cage, whatever, and compete. It's just it's not easy. You're not easily able to put that out. You want to do something, especially for us. We've been martial artists since we were little kids, and sometimes you might not be able to do exactly what you did when you were younger and compete with some of the people that's coming up now, but you still have a burning desire to do something competitively. So maybe karate combat is the next step. I would just I hope he has. I don't really follow karate combat that closely, so I don't know the rules as to if everyone who competes in karate combat have a karate background. But I would like for everyone to compete in it to have a karate background. Like, I don't want to just because you were in the UFC, to be able to jump into karate combat. You were a wrestler. You're a wrestler in the UFC. You don't have a black belt in taekwondo, karate, anything, and you're just able to come into karate combat.
I don't think wrestling is going to help you much in karate combat because it's not.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want you. It should have a standard. Like, you have to have a background.
It's not set up for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would just like it if you had some type of background in some type of traditional stand-up. Even Muay Thai. I don't care. Muay Thai, kickboxing, something. But I don't want wrestlers or jiu-jitsu guys who did MMA. They were MMA competitors just to be able to just jump in and just be in karate combat just for the hell of it. So, but anyway, let's talk about this movie, Trouble Man. I kind of got mixed feelings about Trouble Man. I'm gonna tell you what, Joe, before you get into it, this whole movie, I was thinking about the part you were talking about, and I think I found it. Everything that was going on in the movie, I was like, maybe Joe was talking about this part. No, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this part he was talking about, I don't know. But when I saw it, I said, hell no, this got to be it. Skip everything else I was thinking about before. This moment has to be what Joe was talking about.
It might be a moment, but it's not a moment. It's a person. The character his wife plays annoys me.
Oh wow, really?
Yes.
When so last night, so after I made the mistake and watched the incorrect movie, I said, okay, I'm gonna watch the movie right now. And after we got off here, I turned the movie on and I'm watching it. Now, I was tired. So I put it on because Melissa, she wanted to watch something on TV together. So we watch it on TV. She goes to sleep. I was like, okay, cool. I can watch the movie now. And now at this point in time, I'm dead tired. So I was like, oh, you know what? I got to watch it for tomorrow. I started watching the movie and I was a little irritable because I was tired. And I was like, I'm not liking this movie, what I'm seeing right now. Like, this movie seems like it should be on Tubi. That's how I felt last night. I got a little bit more than halfway throughout the movie, and I said, you know what? I can't continue this. I got to watch tomorrow when I got a clear head.
Yeah.
So I started it again today, and I saw it. It was a little bit better than I remember last night because I was well rested. I was ready to watch it. But still, the way the movie starts and some of the editing, it seemed like a made-for-TV BET movie or Tubi movie. As far as the editing was going, the different transitions from scene to scene, the music that was playing, like it just screams And I know it was an independent film, but when I watch an independent film, sometimes I don't want to feel like I'm watching an independent film. And that's how the beginning of this movie kind of felt. And even some of the writing, I mean, some of the jokes and the dialogue, I was just like, man, like, I was just thinking, like, this should be better for a Michael Jai White movie.
Yeah, I felt the same way. And but he had a lot of good characters in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had Orlando Jones, Method Man, Mike Epps,
Lala.
Lala. So there was a lot of good characters. And
Jillian White, his wife.
Yeah, I don't dislike his wife. I just the character. I don't know if this was a choice by her or like this is the character they wanted.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it was just. It felt like her expectations of the relationship that, by the way, they just rekindled was too high.
Yes.
Because like 1 minute she's like, oh, you know, they have this fight scene that turns into a love scene, and then the next day she's like, oh, what? You don't have to. You can't talk to me. You can't. And he literally tells her, listen, I'm very sorry. He explained it very well. I'm sorry. I'm in a little bit of trouble right now. And when he never explained his side job to her. So of course she thought it was some kind of hustle. And to an extent, kinda, but not really. He was doing good work on the side. He wasn't a drug dealer or anything like that. He was helping people out. If she wanted him to expand on that, that's fine. But then he explains to her, I can't really deal with this right now because I don't want you to get involved. And so what's her response? Oh, what? You don't think I can handle myself? I can't. This is the part that ticks me off because this is where her expectations of him are too high. So then when she explains that she's down, he says, oh, you're a ride or die. Sweet. I guess I can bring you along. And then first out of the gate, she gets shot in the arm. She's like, I'm done. Get out of my life. Go to hell, bitch. And I'm like, make up your mind. 1 minute you're yelling at him for not being, not including you. And then the first little hiccup, yeah, you got shot. I get that. He warned you. He told you this is what was going to happen, and you didn't listen.
Yep.
So no offense, shame on you, dummy.
Yeah.
And that right there, I was like, oh, I don't like this character. I don't like the way she's playing this character. And then it keeps happening down the road. It happens again, and I'm just like, oh my god, so annoying.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of sass with that ass is okay, but this was beyond sass. This was like, I expect you to be up here, and we haven't even, really we're not even a thing yet. We just, had a couple of, we didn't have a date.
So, anyhow, I don't deal with stuff like that, man. I think I told you before, man. I had met this girl years ago, and I saw her once or twice. The second time I saw her, I think she introduced me to her daughter, and I said, "Oh, she's pretty." And she looked at me and said, "We're not pretty." No, I'm sorry. I said she's cute. She said, "No, we're not cute. We're pretty." Dogs. So she said puppies. She said puppies and kittens and bunnies are cute. We're pretty. I said, all right. I never seen that chick again. I was like, I see where this is going. And I'm jumping out now. I'm not going. She was very attractive, but I saw problems on the horizon. I wasn't dealing with it.
That kind of stuff is like red flag, alarm, done, abandoned ship. So this movie starts out, he just wakes up, he gets a phone call. He's got a job to, and we're kind of, this isn't his regular job because he actually has a job, but he basically the beginning of this movie is like the beginning of Deadpool, where Deadpool is helping out a young girl who's got a stalker. Only instead, he's helping out a wife who has a husband who beats the crap out of her. And whoever hired him for this, his buddy, his friend that hired him for this, told him that the guy was just a little dude. He shows up, and this dude is jacked. And he he leaves a message for his buddy like, thanks a lot. But he didn't back down from the situation, but he wasn't happy about it. So he confronts the guy. And of course, the guy's a doctor. He's a big old swole dude. Basically tells him, kick rocks, stay out of my business. Now, the way he meets this guy this guy's, putting up some serious weight, bench press. And I mean, honestly, if he didn't show up, this dude might have choked himself out with that shit.
Yeah,
So he stopped him.
he went to spot him while he was
Yeah.
doing bench presses.
And then he thought, oh, he was like the new trainer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah, man. And he starts talking to him about his wife and how the beatings are going to stop and all that. And of course, he takes offense and says, nah, man, it's none of your business. Get out of my life, and attacks him. And then we know where that's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he puts him in his place using his Wing Chun.
Mm-hmm.
So, how many styles does this guy know? I might have said that already, but
that's a good question for Angel. That is a good question for Angel.
We've seen him do the Defense Lab. We've seen him do Taekwondo. We've seen him do now Wing Chun. I think I've seen him do other various styles. I'm kind of curious how many he actually knows. I mean, his Wing Chun was pretty good.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That's like Ip Man.
Mm-hmm.
With all them rapid punches and the Bruce Lee blocking and stuff. So, so he basically it's so funny because he barely does much to this dude. Like he avoids a couple of shots and then he just kind of sweeps him like a leg sweep, simple leg sweep, which is kind of funny. Lays a couple, couple of 2 pieces and a biscuit on him, and then he puts on some MMA gloves, which I was like, is that to save your hands or to save his face? I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And when this guy picks up a bar, a regular bar for lifting, and tries to hit him with it, and he takes him out with that. And then he just kind of sits next to him and is like, what are you gonna do now?
Right.
He even told him, he's like, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go home, you're gonna buy your wife some flowers, some chocolates, you're gonna tell her you're gonna take her on a vacation that she deserves. And if she asks you like how your face got messed up, you tell her, oh, I joined the MMA class and the other guy looks worse. Like he explained to him everything to say. And then just to get one last jab in, he's like, now what are you gonna say? And he's like, nothing, I'm good. And he's like, no, man. He's like, what did I tell you before? Oh, I'll stop beating my wife. So that was his job for the day. And then he just drives off into the sunset. You're like, right there, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting movie.
That's exactly what you just cut me off is what I was gonna say. Yep.
Then we, like you said, we see.
But I didn't like that fight scene. That fight scene looked too one-steppy to me.
Yeah. It was well, and I think because they're 2 big guys, and that guy, the other dude, I don't think had the chop. I think they just needed a big guy.
Yeah.
So because his stuff was slow. Like any martial artist could have just been like, really? So the next one we meet, what's her face? What's her character's name? Lala's character?
It starts with a J.
Yeah, Jirari or something like that.
Yeah,
Jahari.
Yep.
So she's finishing. She's trying to finish an album, and she's been working all day. And apparently, her uncle is like her producer. I'm assuming. So she, she's done for the day, and she calls her boyfriend on the phone, tells him, I'm going to see you in a little bit. Gets in her car, and she made a joke like, oh damn, whatever the driver's name normally is. Usually you get out and open the door for me. I guess you're just not feeling it today. And then
what's funny?
Your driver's not here. He's sick. And then we realize, like, that's not a driver. He's probably being kidnapped.
So I'm looking up the cast on Google. The cast only lists Michael Jai White's name.
Yeah, I know. I said the same thing.
Same thing in Wikipedia. Let me look at IMDb to get everyone's name. And Michael Jai White did direct this movie.
Yeah, I know Method Man is money because he's my favorite character.
Yeah, you know what? I'm looking here on IMDb. It has everything. So yes, Lala's name was Jahari.
Okay. Now this Jackson, Action Jackson, as they call him, which, by the way, my buddy who did the body double for John Wick, that's what they used to call him, Action Jackson.
Okay.
I always thought that was funny. He shows up at his normal job, which is basically he owns a nightclub.
No, he is head of
Oh,
security.
you're right. He's head of security. My bad. My bad.
Yes. Yep.
At first, I thought he owned it, but then I realized
He acted like he owned it,
Yeah.
but no, he was head of security.
Okay, but who was that big dude at the door? Because that guy looked like just like
You know him. You know that guy. That guy. As soon as I saw him, I remember him. You've seen him on a lot of skits on TikTok and Instagram. He walks around just like this, and he'll knock stuff out of people's hands.
Yeah, I've seen that. That is
yes, that's him.
And then
matter of fact, what is his name? Let me see if his name is even on here.
Probably, but when he tells them to get the guys that he just beat up out of the bathroom, like he starts walking towards them like he's ready to kill somebody, and then he has to tell him in the headpiece, like, "Hey, man," he's like, "just put him outside gently, don't hurt him." And he's like, "Oh."
I think his name is Gage, but keep on going, man.
He just was cracking me up because I was like, big ass dude.
And he seemed like he was on something too, because he was too excited to do his job as a security officer or a security guard, whatever.
I just think that's the character he likes to play and be. So
yeah, you can get typecast real quick doing that.
Right. Then we meet the guy that hired him, Mike Epps. What's his name in this?
Mike Epps' name is.
Do you think he's the one? Riri. Do you think he's the one that owns the club?
I'm not sure. I thought they do something together because he was at the club later on. But I'm not sure. I don't think they might have said, but it was at the beginning of the movie, and at the beginning of the movie, it is kind of hard to get everyone's position and what they did or whatever.
So anyhow, he's the one that hired him to go take care of the doctor. Now he said the original client fronted $500, but he knew that wouldn't be enough for him, so he fronted the other $1,500, so it'd make it even $2,000. And he tells him, give that lady back her $500. He's like, well, now I'm out $1,500. Why don't you give me my money back? He says, you know why. Especially making him go over there to that big old dude. So he's watching the cameras, and all of a sudden he just walks away. He's real rude to his boy, his Riri or whatever. He just walks away, and he's thinking like, oh, there's a problem. He has to go take care of. But it's not. He's going to talk to the girl, and that's his current wife /
Jillian White.
Jillian White. But what's her name in this?
Gina.
So I guess they hadn't seen each other. They used to be a thing, but it didn't work out. They trying to catch up. He's smitten with her. She's obviously smitten with him. They're just catching up, talking, having a good time. And he eventually explained to her like how he lives right around the corner, and for whatever reason, she wants to come check out his place.
Right.
I mean, good for him. And then I actually seen this. This is what got me to. I seen a preview for this in the movie. So he was talking about this scene that they were practicing at home, and they went through the whole scene, and they showed you the trailer version, and then they showed you him and her practicing at home. Split screen, top and bottom. And it was fun. This is cool. I mean, I wish my wife did some martial arts. It would make things a little more interesting sometimes.
Just tell her she's going to do it. Just say, hey, come on, just do some training with me.
I've taught her a few things here and there, but she's never been interested in like going through the belts.
I've trained Melissa, and honestly, Melissa, she is really debating if she's going to do the women's empowerment program with Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and get her pink belt. And she asked me if once she gets it, if she could teach women self-defense at the school. I say, yeah, cool. Great. That's more income for us, So yeah, go ahead.
When I first met my wife, she was going to college in downtown Grand Rapids. She was not living in a good part of Grand Rapids, and she would always have her roommate would have like random dudes over all the time. So I used to teach her wrist locks, arm locks that were real easy. Easy step on the foot, like slide the instep and step on the foot. And then I taught her how to set up and flip somebody twice her size. So she told me, she came home one day and told me this dude was trying to talk to her and he saw a picture of me. And I don't even think we were technically a couple at the time. We were just dating, like we were just seeing each other, but we weren't trying to talk to nobody else. So, I mean, we were just kind of, prolonging the inevitable. And he said something about my picture and she was like, oh, well, you wouldn't say that if he was here because he would probably kick your ass. And he's like, oh, really? Why is that? And she's like, well, he knows a few things. He's like, oh, really? What does he know? And she's like, well, he actually taught me this. And she set him up and he did exactly what I told her. I was like, now, against me, I'm going to make it a little easier on you because I'm teaching you. But if you get somebody who you actually have to do this on or be a jerk, I was like, I'm going to tell you how to handle that. So I told her, I said, when they put their arm around you and they go to like, oh, you can't get out, you can't get out. You have to take your foot, slide it down the shin, right on the top of their foot. I was like, it's going to hurt. They're going to be mad. I said, push your butt back, like to get them in a leaning position. And then you just grab them by that shoulder and you hip toss them as hard as you can. And when they hit that ground, they're not going to mess with you anymore. And she did that too. She used to do that to Greg. Greg was put like,
oh wow,
yeah. So she knew, and this guy was like, she said this dude was like under 200, and he left the party.
He probably got laughed at. I'm quite sure other people were around and saw that. You can't do that quietly,
right? Especially in like a studio apartment.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I just always thought that was funny, and actually, it just made me love her a little bit more. So they have their little fight scene, and it leads to, like I said, love scene. And you think, oh, whatever, good for them.
I hated that scene because it was stupid.
It was
it was random as hell.
Yeah. All of a sudden, she sees one of those kung fu wooden things, and then it leads to all.
Yeah. Then it turns into a porn. They turn on the porn music. he cavemans her, meaning that he grabbed her and threw her over his shoulder and said, me take you to bedroom. And he just walks into the bedroom, and then we see the next scene of him waking up.
Yeah, you can only do that kind of scene with your wife. The only way it's gonna work. He wakes up and gets a delivery of a vase. I don't know if at first I was thinking she got that for him, but then I don't know if he ordered that or what it was.
No. They never even explained the significance of it. You are right, Joe. She ordered it for him because they talked about it later. She was mad that it got broke. So obviously he told her that it got smashed because remember when he gave her those flowers and he was saying that he couldn't answer the phone. She brought that up and said, she was mad that it got damaged. And while he's trying to explain what happened, she had an attitude about it. Like I said, you're right. Like the way she was acting in this movie, it was like she was not a very, very likable person.
No. Too high maintenance.
Like wait a minute. Like,
and he had a good reason.
Why did she leave? She snuck out after they had a nice night together. He didn't leave her.
Nope.
She left him. He wakes up in the morning to an empty bed, right? And a lot of times in movies, it's the guy that kind of sneaks out. No, it's her. And when he wakes up, it's a knock on the door and it's a delivery. And this vase gets delivered to him. Not that he asked for this vase or anything, but it's from her because she has a card connected with it. And he reads the card. And then at the same time, we have two people come in.
Yeah, two dudes come in and one puts a gun to his face.
You don't know who that was?
I recognize him barely.
That was Ernest the Cat Miller.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Ernest in so long.
I'm surprised you didn't recognize. I knew as soon as I laughed as soon as I saw him.
I couldn't figure out who it was. It was driving me crazy.
Yeah, that was Ernest the Cat Miller.
He's still around doing his thing.
Yeah, he was funny too. He almost broke into his WCW character as he saw. And I'm watching this part. I'm like, he seems like he seems like he's ad-libbing to me. It doesn't seem, because it seemed like he was about to laugh because he was really, really funny as he's holding the gun to Michael Jai's head.
Okay, but that's the other thing I had a problem with. Like, so Michael Jai's character keeps saying he doesn't like guns.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he doesn't like guns and he doesn't like the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his whole thing. Like, he's this wholesome Boy Scout. I don't know. But every time someone points a gun at him, he tries to like talk his way out of it. And I think I get the idea. I thought he was gonna say like try to talk his way out of it and then take the gun. He talked to them way too long. Most people would have shot him by now. And obviously they want you alive.
Or hit him with the gun.
Yeah. He should have got pistol whipped. At that point, he should have been pistol whipped, or they should have tried to pistol whip him, and then that's how he took the gun away. The way he did it, he talked this dude to death and finally took the gun away.
But this was a stupid part. Like, once you get past this scene, because you're thinking that something bad is about to happen, but the person who sent these people, it didn't make sense. Why would you send two armed guys to go kind of kidnap? Because they were trying to kidnap him.
Yeah.
And then we found out who did it, who sent these guys. It was like, what the hell you do that for? That didn't even make sense.
It didn't, because when he knew the guy, it seemed like they weren't good friends, but they didn't seem like enemies. And now you send two guys to come get me, and we're going to be enemies.
Yeah, especially if you got guns. And you got a gun in my face.
It's Orlando Jones' character. What's the name on Wikipedia?
Was it Holden? Something Holden? Hold on, let me see. Also, did you the elevator operator, the guy that was the guy that opened the door? That was Snoop's dog. That was Snoop Dogg's dad.
Oh, for real?
Yes, and not only that, that man, his name is Papa Snoop. I know they call him Papa Snoop. Vernell Vernardo. He used to live here in Detroit.
I thought he was the guy from the old Jamie Foxx show.
Nope, that was Snoop. That was Snoop's dad, and he was in your line of business. He used to be a postal worker.
Oh, fantastic! Good for him.
Yeah.
Good man.
Who am I looking up again? Orlando Jones.
Orlando Jones.
He was Brands Holden. Yeah.
So he's like the money behind Jiraiya, and so he wants him to find her because he wants his artist back. I guess his money making artist. That's his top artist. So he basically tells them how much it's going to cost. First off, he tells them like, "Hey, you're going to pay for the vase because your guys came in and broke my vase that I just got from and it's." So he calls up for someone to bring him the money, and then when he tells them how much to do the job, he tells him $50K, and he goes right into the to the safe and gets it. So he's like, "Why didn't you just go there to get the money?" When he's like, "Because I need you to stick around and listen to me." So he basically says, I guess he used to be a bodyguard for this Jiraiya.
Yes.
But during that time,
and he saved her life.
Yeah. So and then she kind of had a thing for him, and he went into that. She was probably too young. Like I said, he's a Boy Scout, so he got away. She even made a song about him, and they do reference that later.
They reference that a few times.
Yeah, Brand or whatever his name is, he knows
let's just call him Holden.
He knows how to hook him in because he says she's using again, and I guess that pulls at his heartstrings and gets him to take on the job. And the $50K is helpful too.
And he got half up front too, which I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, of course, especially with this dude seeing squirrely.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's also real. He's real nice, even though it seems flirty. But he's just real nice to the lady at the front desk. Now he goes back to the club, and he's trying to figure out. He's talking back to his buddy at the club about how he can find the girl and what happened to her and what's going on, and see if he knows anything. I guess he's one of those kind of ear to the ground, knows the streets kind of guy.
Yeah, he was talking to Riri. Yep.
Yeah. And that's when Gina shows up and starts cussing him out for no good reason. And he does, like I said, he explains that we're going to have to chill for a minute because I got a new job. And that's where she, of course, what's this job? What are you doing? He's like, someone hired me to find somebody. Don't worry. And the second he says who he's got to find, she says, "Oh yeah, I guess you had a thing for her, so now we're done." Da, da, da. And it's like you don't even give this dude a chance. Okay, why are you hating all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Just because somebody makes a song about you doesn't mean that you were compliant to that or
Mm-hmm.
reciprocated that.
Mm-hmm.
That's on her. Some young girl with a crush. You know what I'm saying? Like that they literally made a movie called The Bodyguard. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But calm down, lady. But no, this is what I was like. Nah, I'm.
She really pissed you off, huh?
Well, she just was
It
so
sounds like you're taking it personal, or you experienced something like this yourself.
nothing like that. I wouldn't put
No,
up with. I would
not that extreme.
that conversation. I'd have
Yeah.
been like, okay, just go for good. Like we wouldn't even got to the point where she got shot because I'd have been like, yeah, if you can't deal with me and my work, and you gotta talk about everything, about stuff that I don't even control. Yeah, we're done.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where he shows up and we meet Money because this is Money's girl. And Money's played by Method Man. It took me a minute to figure out because I was like, I know this guy. But like, why do I know this guy? And then I heard him talk. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, dude, that's Method Man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's a good actor. He cracks me up. He was the best. He was my favorite part of this whole movie.
Yeah, I like Meth's character. Did they never explained what he did though,
They really did. I think
right?
he
As a
seemed like
matter of
a
fact,
drug dealer.
but he wasn't, because he said I'm not into drugs, and he said something else. He said that he wasn't into. I can't remember.
Was he a musician?
Anyway, but didn't Mike Epps' character Riri, did he sent Jackson to speak to him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I don't remember what he told him. I just
So
know that
they go to Jirari's place because he calls her and he says, "No, she
Mhm.
doesn't never not answer my calls." So they go there and the place was ransacked. So now Money's upset because he's like, "Oh, dude, I thought my girl was fine. You know, I
Mhm.
just talked to her last night. Nah, something wrong. Like you got to find her." He basically like, "You're already on the job. Like now you got to do this for me."
Mhm.
That had me laughing because I was like, "Dude, he's already on the job. Are you
I,
you could have got double paid."
I'm surprised. Yeah, he could have. I'm surprised he went with him because he wasn't even worried about being set up, because
True.
he approached him as it looked like him and his boys were entering a club or something, and he had a
Yeah.
meat going and everything, and
That's just
Jackson
how
just
this dude
approached
dresses.
him and just
That's just
says,
how he dresses.
"Huh."
That's just how he do because later on he gets real crazy.
Yeah, he just walks up to him and says, "You money," and then his boys looked at him, and he was like, "Do I know you?" And then he said, "No, but your boys just looked at you, so now I know who I'm talking to." And but when he said I think they ended up going into his office or something, and that's when the part you're talking about. He said, "Call Jahari," and he calls. She doesn't answer. They go to the house. That could have all been a setup for him, because we never really see his boys
Oh yeah, you're
after
right.
this point.
You're right.
You know,
He got lucky.
if he was somebody trying to set him up, that was really, really dangerous. But I guess we find out that this guy, Money, he got a few tricks up his sleeves as well.
Well, so this next scene we kind of figure out who has his girl, and
Mm-hmm.
the only reason I say that is because they go to a party being thrown by the Orlando Jones character. I already forgot Holden or whatever.
Yeah.
And Holden. And of course, everybody's there. The same people are there that we've been running into all day, including his crazy jealous girl. And she's talking to this Asian lady who is trying to drum up some business. And we did find out Gina, she's into party planning. They talked about that the first time they met in the club. So she planned this party, and this what's the Asian lady's name? I had it. It was something.
Yoon Sung.
Yoon Sung, of course it is. She's impressed with Gina, so she wants to hire Gina. So Gina's talking to her, and of course, when Jackson walks up, she's like, "Oh God, like, are you following me now?" He's like, "No, I'm here for business." So when Jackson says a few things in front of June, you could tell she's
Yoon.
a little,
Or you
she's
can
a
call
little,
it Sung.
yeah, Sung. She's a little weary, like, like,
Mm-hmm.
and the only reason I know that uh she has Jirari is because the driver who took over for her driver was Asian.
Mm-hmm.
So it
And
kind of gave it away.
yeah, it's my bad. It's Jahari. Jahari. Ari. Jahari.
But there is a little more substance to this whole thing that you're gonna find out. And the
Mm-hmm.
funny thing is, these movies like this that always do this, like the silent Asian guy who's the bodyguard talks some crap in another language, and
Mm-hmm.
the main character understands it and speaks it right back to him. Like, okay, that's been done before. Like, can we stop with that? It's annoying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Okay, he talks some crap. You talk some crap back to him, and now he knows like what you're about. So big freaking deal. And this is where she basically explains like, what you think I'm a weak little girl? I can't handle myself. And this is where he tells her, oh no, I guess you're a ride or die. Like, let's go. Come on, let's help me out. Like he's all on board. And then, oh, what happens right after that?
The next scene, right?
Yeah. What's her face gets June, whatever, she gets upset and sends her goons after Jackson, but Jackson doesn't get hurt. He takes the guy out.
That was so stupid.
He gets shot.
Yeah, he jumped off a vehicle. Yeah, because so they come out of his apartment, and two guys on a motorcycle comes by, does a drive-by, and he covers them up, and they don't get nope. It's three of them. It's Jackson. It's
the
Gina,
doorman and Gina,
and the doorman Willie. Nobody gets shot. They let off all those shots, and well, Gina does get shot in the arm, but then we find out it was just a flesh wound, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, you got an automatic weapon, and that's all you did was a flesh wound, and he runs at him. He takes Willie's gun. Willie had a gun because he talked about his gun earlier. He shoots it, and it was a bad gun.
Because it was an old gun.
It was an old gun, so it kind of popped in his hand. And then he runs and he jumps off of a SUV or a car and does a flying sidekick and kicks one guy off of the bike. And I'm thinking, like, as he's doing the flying sidekick, why aren't you shooting him? Light him up.
That's some Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff right there.
Yes. Yes, it was. He's up in the air, posing as he's coming down, and then does the kick.
Jackson's pissed, but Gina's pissed at him. And like I said, this is where I'm like, you need to make up your mind, lady, because 1 minute you're ride or die. That's ride or die right there. Did you not know what ride? Because she took it as a compliment. So now they're good. That's what I'm saying. She's hot and cold. That hot and cold crap don't work with me. Because I'm like, if I got to keep guessing every day how you're acting, we're going to have a problem. Because guess what? I don't guess very well. And if I guess wrong and you jump down my throat, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, I know you must didn't like the end of the movie then because she had some words for him at the end. I know that had to been the killer for you right there. But go ahead, man. Let's get there.
Oh yeah. He puts him and Money get together and they're gonna go crack some heads. And then he puts his other friend outside of Gina's door to help out. And so he actually grabs a gun at this time.
That was Money. That was at Gina's at the hospital.
Yeah. I thought he was at his apartment with Money, but he asked Money to do him a solid and watch over Gina. So he walks into this bar full of these Asian gangsters.
This is funny.
I mean, he starts asking for the driver of the helmet he had. But he shows up when he grabbed a gun. I was like, oh, he's finally about to get a gun. He brings a paintball gun.
Well, we didn't know that at first. Because, I know, and the reason I say that is because it's a bar full of this biker gang, right? And they're not taking him seriously at all.
Oh no, they're throwing out every Asian name that's out there except for the real one.
Well, no, I didn't want to get to that part yet. I'm talking about the part where they're speaking in Mandarin to each other, and they don't know that he can understand them. So he knows that they're trying to set him up for an attack. He's about to get stabbed in the back. He knows it. And then that's when the fight breaks out. And he's beating the hell out of all these guys. And they're waiting. instead of everybody rushing this guy at one time, they're waiting, and 2 or 3 go at a time. He'll beat them up, and then the next 2 or 3 come up. Then he gets tired of it, and then he pulls out his gun, and then that's when he starts, shooting him and the different guys. And I was like, damn, he going crazy all of a sudden. But when he gets to the guy, when these guys know that he's serious now, and now even though it's a paintball, it hurts. So these people
it must have been a more powerful one because
they don't know that it's paintball. They think they've really been shot because it hurts, and then they see the red, so they think they're dead. But he told one guy, he was like, give me a name, I'll give you 2 seconds, and the guy says, and he shoots him, and then the next guy, that was funny. That guy said Bruce Lee. He shot him immediately when he said Bruce Lee. The other guy was like, no, that's his real name. That's like
that's like Michael Smith or something.
Yeah, he's like, that's like saying Michael Smith. That got me.
He goes,
he said James Brown. He said James Brown. It was another name that was a name that we've heard before. It was a common name. That was pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So then he gets a name, and he says that those guys are in the hospital, or the guy who helmet belonged to. But he also finds out that they were paid to do that.
Yeah. And who paid them?
Holden paid them. The person that's running the label, the person that hired him, also hired hitmen to take him out. It didn't make any sense to him, but so he goes directly to them.
He explains it, but even earlier, Jackson was kind of like, he felt like Holden was holding something from him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So now he's gonna find out. He's gonna find out the hard way or the easy way, but one way or another, he's mad now because he's been going through all this, and he's kind of, now you sent people after to kill me. So he basically explained that Soon basically had to loan him a big sum of money. He couldn't pay her back, so now she's holding Jahari, and basically the idea is, if I can't pay her back, she'll kill her, and then I'll have to give her catalog to her. And he's like, when an artist dies, like, the catalog is going to be worth 10 times the amount.
Right. Plus, Holden also was trying to take the company public. Yeah, he didn't want any bad publicity. So that's why he hired Jackson in the first place. But he didn't talk that over with Young Sung, or whatever her name is, Young Song. He didn't discuss that with her. So she was mad that he brought somebody in to find her, even though he was in on the kidnapping. So she was mad. So she made him get the hitman. But she was mad that he got Asian hitman, because she was like, he's going to
I forgot about that.
He's gonna blame me for this, and she wasn't wrong.
Holden ain't dumb. Holden ain't dumb. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
I mean, he's making stupid moves, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he goes right back to Gina, and now Gina's back on board. Like I said, hot and cold. This chick, just figure your shit out, man. Like, come on, lady. Like, you're annoying. So now she's back on board, and she'll probably change her mind in 5 minutes, because that's who she is.
That was kind of messed up, because he said that, he was like, the reason we did it is because, we want to make that artist that's dead get more popular, and their music is more popular. Then he said, which is kind of disrespectful, I wouldn't even put that in the movie. He was like, have you ever heard of Nipsey Hussle or Pop Smoke? Now, me personally, I don't follow Pop Smoke. I don't know any of his music or anything like that, but I did know Nipsey before he passed. So I think I hope they got approval from his people before they put that part in there. Otherwise, I don't think that was the best thing to do, But go ahead.
So Soon gets a hold of Holden, and they're kind of working him over a little bit, and then I guess they end up on a boat. And Money and Jackson are gonna kind of raid this boat and try to save as many people as they can. Now, Money, because he's crazy, he shows up with a duffel bag, and he's got like grappling hooks, bombs, and guns. And I mean,
you said boat. I thought that was a building that they were. Yeah, that was a building.
Oh, it is a building?
Yeah, that was a building, because remember there was an explosion shortly.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That was
This
a
is,
warehouse where they were holding her. So I don't remember how
the
they found
warehouse,
out.
or is it the record label?
No, it was a warehouse. It was a
Okay.
warehouse that they were had her that Yuen Sung had her
Money is
handle
like
her people
some kind
that
of
was
thrill
holding.
seeker or something. Because he told Jackson, "What are we gonna zip line?" And Jackson's like, "No, man, we're just gonna take the stairs."
I was thinking they were going to tell us that he was special forces or something like that because nobody just walk around with with a grappling gun. Who has that?
You're
Unless
not
you're
wrong.
Batman, who has that?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. That's funny. Yeah, he might be some kind of something or another. That'd be interesting to
Hmm.
catch that. They got Riri to get a team together to kind of come up with a story to try and evacuate the area they need so they can rescue Jahari. Maybe if he's lucky, they'll rescue what's his face if they didn't kill him already.
Holden.
Holden, but that's a big maybe because you did try to have him killed. So it is what it is. And then there's some kind of leak, and we're assuming it's flammable because nobody
Mhm.
wants to start a fire. And it does. I mean, it lights on fire, and it kind of lights the whole place on fire, and everybody has to get out.
Well,
So
yeah.
Money's fighting his
He
way
Riri
out.
did it.
Yeah, Money's fighting his way out. Uh, Big crazy doorman's fight.
Yeah.
Now he's excited because he's fighting
Hmm. Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
crazy.
That fight. So basically, what the plan was Mike Epps in the guards from the club. They
Yeah,
were posing as man, it had something to do with
detecting gas
leaks.
or yeah, some kind
Yeah,
of leak.
yeah. And they had to check the building. Meanwhile, Jackson and Money were trying to sneak in from the roof. They were trying to distract them, and like you said, they were trying to get everybody out. But those guys, the Asian guys, they were not trying to leave, and they were watching them.
Yeah, yeah.
So then they eventually kind of sensed like this is some bullshit, and Jackson and Money got separated as they were looking for Jahari, and that's when they caught Money, and then that's when everything kind of blew up because they had guns on him. He tried to take the
Mhm.
gun, and Riri tried to break everything up, but it wasn't working. And he told
Not
them like,
even a
"Do
little
not
bit.
shoot no guns." Because Riri was the one that did the leak. He had took a knife or something and poked something, and all of this gas started coming out. So he did that. And meanwhile, Jackson is at the top, and he eventually finds her after she says she has to go to the bathroom. He goes in. She goes to the bathroom with one of the Chinese guys. She hits him in the head, and she's hiding. And then Jackson finds her. So
Yeah.
now he's trying to get out, and then the other guys are at the bottom trying to get
Yeah,
out.
but what about the part where they shot Jackson, but he didn't like they thought they shot him, but he didn't die? Did
Yeah,
they shoot him with his handgun?
that was at the end of this part.
That's what I'm saying, but what
They
happened? Like how did they miss?
they didn't miss. They took his gun. He had his gun, but he still had that damn
That's what I was
pellet
thinking.
gun. Yeah, he
Yeah.
had that. So he knew he wasn't going to die. So he just laid there pretending to die. You know.
But Money was trying to go back in when this place was about to explode, and he said, "Dude, Jackson got her, so don't worry about it. He's gonna bring your girl home," and he does. And they end up at
Mhm.
the hospital. And the funny thing is, at the hospital, they're getting treated by the guy he beat up at the beginning,
Yes, yes, the doctor that was lifting weights. Yes.
the big ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's real friendly now.
Yeah, yeah, they're getting along.
He said, "Doc, are we straight?" And the doc said, "Hell yeah, we're straight." He fixing
Hmm.
everybody up for free, probably.
Yeah,
And
as a matter of fact, he grabbed Money and said, "Hey, you need
yeah,
stitches in your arm." So Money was happy that Jahari was free, and then Jahari and Jackson they had their little moment, and she thanked them, and she talked about going to therapy and what her therapist had told her about their past and why she got connected to him, and that was all over with. There was no type of bond between them now. They were just, she was happy and appreciative that they saved her and he was happy that she was safe, so. But now there was another issue.
Yeah, because his girl is missing because she got a call from the soon lady for business, and so she checked herself out of the hospital.
That was so dumb. Like, who would do that after getting shot? I'm about to go handle some business. And she took a car. She had the nurse call a car for her. So she went to the record label.
So, of course, him and Money, they're going to go handle this and finally take care of business. And he calls the front desk because he knows the receptionist there. And he basically kind of speaks to her in code, says, don't let anybody, don't give it away that it's me, treat it like a real call. Say it's, somebody for Gina, and I got to explain this to Gina. And so they do that. So Gina, is pretty smart. She, at first, she wasn't going to listen. I was like, that's what your ass get if you don't listen. But she did listen.
Joe is not a fan of Gina.
She ticked me off.
Did you do like Martin and say, damn it, Gina? Did you do that watching this?
I didn't even think about it, but now I feel like I should have.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, that's hilarious. See, it's Gina's. Apparently, Gina's are the problem. So he gets her out. She tries to get out, but she's kind of locked in, but nobody knows where she is at this point. And they're trying to find her. They're messing up Holden.
Oh, they were beating the hell out of Holden. They were going to kill him.
Yeah. Didn't they kill him with his own gun?
Nope, he wasn't dead.
Okay, good for
They just put they were planning to kill him. That's why they put the gun in his hand. But they were waiting to get Gina and also the.
Oh yeah, she didn't come back, so then they realized something was wrong.
Right.
So she sent her goons out to go find him. They show up in the nick of time. But by the way, this part had me dying because
Method Man.
Yeah, money is like he thinks he's ready to go to war.
Yeah,
and he's telling Jackson, he's like, this time's gonna be different. He goes, why? He goes, this time I brought my friend.
Yeah.
He goes, your friend? He goes, yeah, Tommy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tommy from Power about to show up? Like, hell yeah, let's go. But no.
Nope.
This dude is doing an outfit change while Michael John White is laying down firing his weapon. He's dressed like a damn gangster. And he's talking about a Tommy gun.
Yes. Now this time Jackson now has a real gun. He don't got the paintball now. He knows that time is over. He has a real gun and he's shooting now.
Jackson looks at Money like, what just
I might have shot him just because I'm shooting people and you're doing a wardrobe change. You could have just got the gun. You didn't need to put the vest on. You didn't need to put that damn hat on to make sure the hat was cocked just right.
Good. It was so good. It was so good.
Like, I'm out here fighting for my life, literally.
I want to know how many takes they did that because there's no way they kept a straight face through that.
He couldn't have. No.
When he looked at it, I would have been like, the second I looked at him, I'd been like, what is happening? Am I being punked? It was so stupid, but so funny. Just so bad. I brought Tommy with me. He dressed all gangster. Oh, so good. So now they're on the roof and he's fighting the two goons. And with a hammer, nonetheless. I don't know what that was about.
Man, that damn hammer. Yeah, he's beating the people up. He's fighting with the hammer. He's fighting the two goons. He's fighting the two goons. The two guys who he's been wanting to fight this whole time anyway. He's beating them up. He's treating it like a martial art weapon. That's how he's treating this hammer. He's doing different things with the hammer. But then at the end, after he knocks them both out and beats them, he throws the hammer up in the air and it never comes back down. It never comes back down. He just
hanging on a wire somewhere.
Yes. And then that's when Yoon Sung shows up.
Yeah, she's a little worse for wear, but she shows up with a sword.
Yeah.
And she says some stuff. And it got a little.
What she says. She says that he's attractive.
She said under different circumstances, this could have been fun, and he just agreed with her. He wasn't saying nothing crazy,
I
but
know.
it looked like so there was a person tied to a chair
I knew it
that
was
was
not her.
hanging off the thing, and she wanted him to believe it was Gina, but he really had no idea.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't her because I was like, ain't no way. We didn't see her get captured. And the person that it was, we didn't see them get captured either. I don't even know why they were still around. They were supposed to be gone when Gina was gone.
I know, I said the same thing, but
Go ahead.
so she gets
Mind
her
you,
sword
hold on,
out.
before you continue, we are on top of a roof.
Yeah.
It is high up, like a skyscraper. They are up in the air, and this person is hanging off, and that's important for later. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, so they have a quick fight. She unsheaths her sword towards him, and he grabs the sheath. So he's defending her attacks with the sheath of the sword and getting the best of her. And so she cuts the cord to the person hanging. So now he's distracted because he's like I said, he thinks it's Gina, and he's holding the rope, and she goes to cut it again, and then here comes Gina out of nowhere with the damn fire hose and shoots this idiot off the side of the roof, and she falls to her death. And then they show us it's the receptionist who was hanging because they couldn't find Gina.
Yeah.
So
And they made us think that she was going to land on top of the car. She misses the car.
Yeah, I
she
know.
falls all the way down from the skyscraper, and we get a shot of a SUV, and you're thinking she's going to land on top of it. She doesn't. She lands on the concrete. Boom, flat. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
So then he comes back and who's sitting there? By the way, Money brought his Tommy gun, never used the damn thing.
Yeah, he did. Remember in the elevator? Because when Yoon Sung and her goons, they came out of the office with Holden, and they were wondering what was going on because everything was taking too long. So they came out, they opened the elevator, and he was on the ground. So that when the elevator opened, he's laying there and he just shoots him then.
So Jackson asks if did you kill Holden? And he's like, no, man, I didn't kill him. He's like, I got his signature though, so now I got my girl's contract. He's like, you know what? He was also nice enough to sign over the whole studio to me.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna just let this dude. We're gonna pull him out. No, they just leave him there and then blow up the place.
No, they took him.
Oh, they did take him?
Yes. So because you're right at that point, they were going to leave.
They kept him there, yeah.
No, they were about to leave. Well,
Money
says, "Yo, we got to go." No. Money said, we got to go. He was like, trust me, we got to get out of here. He had said explosive. And then he walks and he stops in front of the camera and he just kind of puts his head up. And then we see him later on. He's coming out. His arm is around him. So he helps Holden out of there. So, yeah, we get him out of there. And he told him why he did that.
He's going to be mad when he wakes up and has nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, well. Also, they blew up. Money explains they blew up the place because of evidence. So
yeah,
there's nothing there. So
no evidence now. So then he says, he tells them to go home with his girl. They're gonna make a baby tonight. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I wouldn't take that girl anyway. And then just because I always have to go to the end just in case. And at first I was like, it didn't look like anything was gonna happen at the end. Then the end, they literally show us with this Sung June, whatever.
A post-credit scene. Now, hold on. We gotta let people know. If you don't want to know the end of it, you better stop Fiskis and Flicks right now because we're gonna go ahead and spoil it. There is a post-credit scene after the credits. And Joe, what is that scene?
This bitch gets up from falling and hitting concrete. Bloody, looking like a zombie. And I'm just like,
now, if you're going to have that part in the movie, at some point during the movie, you should have said that you should have let us think that she was practicing some type of magical arts or something like that, dark magic, something to let us think, because there's no way in hell a human can fall off a skyscraper and hit the concrete and survive. There's no way. And she gets up like somebody had just swept her. And she just kind of just gets up and looks around, put her hands on the car and looks around, and then end scene. That's the end of the movie. That was the dumbest ending. And when I saw that part, I said, this got to be the part Joe's talking about. because there's
So that
nothing
part
worse
was
than this.
dumb. That part was dumb, but
That wasn't it. What
because
part?
no, that part was just dumb. I didn't care. That part
Okay.
it made me angry, but I told you it was just the wife is what.
That was just her. Okay.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
just she annoyed me enough to make me change my grade. But yeah, the end didn't help.
Oh no, the end
They
was.
wanted to basically um if they basically wanted to say, okay, we're gonna do another movie or we're gonna at least leave it open for another movie, I could see not like she's gotta be dead. So
Mhm.
have somebody close to her. Have a
Yes.
uncle, have a father, have a
Oh,
kid.
I would have did a twin,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
that'd be
you
even better
you could have had a car pull up.
for revenge.
The
Not
window rolls down and it's her, and we're like, oh, who is that? And then you can explain it. That was her twin sister.
yeah.
Now her twin
But
sister
for
wants
her to
revenge.
just get
It's
up
been
like
done
that,
plenty of times. They could have did that.
for her to just get up like that, it's like,
It was dumb.
no,
It was very dumb.
it was a bad choice.
All right. So Trouble Man, what grade are you giving it, Joe?
I was very set on giving it like a high B to an A minus, but I'm giving it a B minus. The
I'm giving it.
that ending, and just the way his wife's character. I'm not blaming the wife, just the character. I'm hoping that they said for her to play that, and that wasn't her choice. Because if it was her choice, it was the wrong choice.
Mhm. I'm also giving it a B minus. Like I said, when I saw it last night, it wasn't gonna get a good grade. But since I watched the whole thing today, yeah, B minus. It wasn't that bad. I can watch it again. I can definitely watch it again. And it was fine. It might even be better the second time because I might notice some things that I didn't see before, and it happens all the time. You watch.
I really enjoy Michael Jai White, and I've
Mm-hmm.
seen some movies that weren't so great, but he's always got really good martial arts. He's always showing us something different. Like when he did that Defense Lab, like I didn't know that was a thing, and then here we are talking about it on Fist Kicks and Flists, and then Jeff's getting a black belt in it. I'm like, I didn't even know this existed till now, and then Jeff, of course, has a black belt in it. So I'm like, so I like being surprised by stuff like that when I learn something new. So
right. All right. So Joe, the next movie I want to do Here Comes the Boom. Because I know we're eventually going to get to the Smashing Machine. So I feel like watching some MMA movies. So here comes the boom. And I know this is not a normal
didn't we do that
MMA.
already?
I never saw Kevin James. I've never seen this movie, so we couldn't have done it. This should be the Kevin James MMA movie. So let's do that.
It's a good movie. I like this movie.
Good. So let's do that one. Anything else, man?
No, I'm good.
All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week. And I'm going to play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.